Bonjour, welcome back to Factful Bits, your informatic central. There's a saying that if something is not recorded, it didn't happen. So, thank the people who were there to document these fantastically weird and unbelievable historical events that are the focus of this video. Guys, watch the entire video to know about 5 incredibly bizarre incidents that actually happened in the history. But first, please like and subscribe the channel. Number 1. The Dancing Plague of 1518. This is a strange phenomenon that lasted about 3 months. In July 1518, a woman named Frau Trophia began ardently dancing in the streets of Strasbourg, France. Soon, several dozen more people, mostly young women, joined, and the crowd reached 400 within a month. The members of the crowd used to dance till they passed out because of exhaustion or worse, death. Many died because of exertion induced heart attacks. Several other instances of such behavior have been recorded throughout Europe between 14th and 16th centuries. People back then believed it was a curse from Saint Vitus and prayed to him, and it did help some dancing victims recover. No one actually knows the causes behind this phenomena, but experts speculate it to be an autoimmune disease called Sydenham chorea, in which a person's hands, face, and feet jerk rapidly and uncontrollably. But why did it happen in the first place on such a huge scale? Your guess is as good as mine. All I know is, disease or not, I wouldn't make myself dance to death even if I had Michael Jackson-like moves to show. Number 2. 300% mortality rate. Guys, this one is really bizarre. How can mortality rate be more than 100%? Well, in 1800s, Robert Liston, who was a surgeon, managed to kill 3 people while performing a surgery on one patient. He was considered the fastest surgeon alive at the time. Perhaps that got into his head. And while performing a leg amputation, he worked so fast that he cut off 2 fingers of his assistant and brazed the coat of a spectator who was watching the surgery up and close, which was a norm back then. The spectator passed away during the surgery because of a heart attack caused by the shock and fear of him being cut. And the patient and assistant died a bit later because of a gangrene caused by an infection. That is how a surgery performed to save a person's life killed 3. Number 3. Pepsi once had the world's 6th largest military. Yes, friends, this is really true and relatively recent. During the Cold War, Soviet Union's money wasn't worth much in the international market, but they were obsessed with Pepsi. So much so that in 1989, Pepsi and the Soviet Union signed an astonishing deal to bring Pepsi products in the region. According to the deal, the Union gave Pepsi 17 submarines, 1 frigate, 1 cruiser, and 1 destroyer in exchange for $3 billion worth of Pepsi. This resulted in Pepsi briefly possessing world's 6th largest military before it sold these items for profit. Can you imagine Pepsi's army arresting all those who drank Coca-Cola? Number 4. Both a dwarf and a giant. Yes, fellas, an Austria-Hungarian man named Adam Rainer is the only known person who was both a dwarf and a giant in his lifetime. He was about 4 feet when he was 18 years old, but due to development of a tumor in his pituitary gland, his height reached about 7 feet by the time he was 32. Bravo! He reached from looking up to people to looking down on people pretty fast. Number 5. Human urine as mouthwash. Putting the yuck factor aside, did you know once human pee was a much sought out commodity to whiten teeth? Believe it or not, during Roman times, human pee was sold in bottles for the purpose of mouth washing, and it actually worked. Ammonia present in the pee acts as a cleansing agent. Use of pee for washing mouth was common as late as 18th century. Who knows, some people might still be using it. Though I wonder why they had to buy it from stores. Why didn't they just use their own? Perhaps using someone else's was less gross? Anyways, you can say goodbye to Listerine and start doing the same if you like. I will just stick to commercial mouthwashes. That's it for today, guys. Shocked? Surprised? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section.